Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Crazy Cube Dude here, and I'm actually in a new location. For starters, I know this isn't the normal location, but I'm unable to use that location at this time. But aside from that, welcome to another Nothing But the Truth review. Today, we're going to be talking about a game. Well, what have we been talking about the past 2 days? We talked about Sonic Colors and Sonic Unleashed. This game is a game that is the most critically acclaimed Sonic game of all, without a doubt. And while a lot of people were kind of or on the fence about Sonic Unleashed, or what I like to call sometimes Sonic Adventure 4, this game people hated from the get-go. No one liked this game. Like I said, most critically acclaimed Sonic game. I'm of course talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, released in 2006 for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. This game, I was just like waiting for y'all to groan there, but of course you knew what you were getting into because you saw the title. But I personally don't think this game is as bad as everybody says. I think it's fun, it's playable, and it's just enjoyable. It has an intriguing story. You all are probably going to the comment section right now. Just wait till I'm done with my review, and you can judge me then. You'll judge me in the parking lot later. For starters, everyone complains about the story. I personally think that the story is cool. It wraps around 3 characters: Sonic the Hedgehog, Silver the Hedgehog, newcomer, and Shadow the Hedgehog, who's been around since Adventure 2. We'll get into that later, another day. It also wraps around a new character that is only in this game, Princess Elise. That's mainly what everything revolves around, essentially. Now, in this game, you have 3 different gameplay styles per the 3 characters. Sonic is more based on speed and getting to the goal. Shadow is he's slower than Sonic, but he's still about getting to the goal, and his style is more wrapped around combat, like fighting. Silver is the slowest of them all, but he has cytokinesis. That's his main gameplay element. Cytokinesis is where he can lift up a platform that he's on. He can take control of enemies and launch them at each other. He can redirect missiles towards the person who shot them. He can catch a meteorite that's right in front of his face and throw it back. It's essentially the Force, sort of, but I prefer to call it cytokinesis, and it looks cool. That's the 3 gameplay styles. People didn't really like Silver all that much. I personally liked Silver the best. Sonic was cool. Shadow was cool, but Silver was just fun. I don't know why. It's just something about a Sonic game where I can take control of enemies and fling them at each other. It's really, I don't know, it's just something about his gameplay style that I just liked. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people really didn't care for Silver's gameplay. I don't know why. They say that they didn't like his. They hated Silver's gameplay. I think it was pretty cool. Now, the story. The story does involve time travel, which can mess a lot of things up. In this game, they do explain it well. You just have to think a little bit. And what time travel plotline makes it so where you don't have to think? I want to think when it comes to a time travel plotline. You have to kind of piece it together a little bit. Every time travel plotline does this. You have to piece it together. Otherwise, what's the point of it? Just to time travel? But Sonic 06, which is what the game is nicknamed, I actually nicknamed it Sonic Adventure 3 because that's actually what it was originally going to be called, and quite frankly, I think it deserves the title. Now, the story. I'm going to just give you an overall view of the story, and then I'm going to explain each individual character's story. The overall story is that there's this dark creature named Mephiles, and there's another creature named Iblis. Both of them are in different time zones. Iblis is more in the future, where Silver's from, and Mephiles is more around everywhere. He's in the future, he's in the past, he's in the present, he's everywhere. And he's the main bad guy of the whole thing. Dr. Eggman is in this game, but he doesn't really play that big of a part. And the whole story is essentially wrapped around Princess Elise. This game actually takes place in Soliana. Soliana is an island that's never mentioned again in any other game, except for Generations, which the stage Crisis City is from this game. Now, Sonic's gameplay is Sonic's story. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. Sonic's story is more around saving Elise multiple times. He doesn't have that much relevance. That's what I meant to say. Relevance to the story, but he is there, and he actually is one of the things that he is part of a crucial event. But he's not really. His story's the least involved out of the three. Shadow is mysterious. Like, his story is kind of weird, and it actually is why he's kind of the starter of Mephiles. He's the reason Mephiles looks like that, because Shadow does the most time travel out of all of them. He goes to the past, the present, the future. He goes to the future, goes to the past. He goes everywhere in this game. And in the past, when he's sealing Mephiles, Mephiles kind of copies him, and he says and I think he actually says, "I will remember your form." And when he's unleashed again, that's why Mephiles looks the way he does, in case you people were wondering. He looks like Shadow. And Mephiles has his own evil plot, which is to, you guessed it, take over the world, and recombine with Iblis, which is a flame spirit entity, and together they form the sun god Solaris. That's Mephiles' whole goal. But to do that, he needs to release the flames of Iblis, which are inside of Elise in the present day, so that he can have the future where everything is in ruins, and they're one again. Now, that's where we cut into Silver's story, where Silver's in the future. He's tired of Iblis. He's tired of Iblis. By himself, all I can describe him as is a lava form of chaos. You guys remember Chaos from Sonic Adventure 1? Well, he's a lava form of chaos without the Chaos Emeralds. Now, he's getting really tired of fighting this guy in the future, this spirit. So Mephiles actually finds him and says, "Hey, this guy, Sonic, the Sonic in the past, he's the reason for all this. He's the Iblis trigger. Go kill him so that this doesn't happen." And Silver's like, "Okay, I'll trust anyone who wants to help me out. That always works." Yeah, right. So Silver, for the first half of his story, is just trying to kill Sonic until he actually figures out what's going on. And then after that, it's kind of confusing, but it does all intertwine. It's really cool. Shadow is actually part of the reason they talk some sense into Silver, and the three stories do intertwine, and it's really cool when they do. And there is a last episode after you beat all three stories. There is a last episode where you do fight the final boss of the game. So I think that the story is really cool. It's good. It is consistent. And it's just overall fun and enjoyable, and it does all make sense in the end. I know a lot of you are hating me right now, but to each his own. This is my personal opinion. This is my review. You guys want another opinion? Do your own review. I'd love to see it. Really, I want to see what you people think of this game. I played it on the 360, obviously. Well, that wasn't obvious, but I played it on the 360. Now, people are telling me that the control is bad. I didn't really have that much issue with the control. Well, at first I wasn't used to it, but that's because I'm not really used to an Xbox game or a controller. because I don't play Xbox all the time. I have a Wii, and the only reason I got to play this game and beat it fully, I did beat the whole game and everything, but the only reason I got to was because of my good friend. I'm not going to say her name, but whenever I was over at her house, we would play Generations. I actually helped her. I got through the game Unleashed for her. That's how I got to play it on the Unleashed on the 360, and that's how I could do that review for you guys if you were wondering. And the clock is going off. I wonder if you guys can hear that or not. I don't know. But what I think is the gameplay, the controls anyway. The control is fine. Like, it's not as good as, per se, Colors or Generations, but it's decent control. You can actually control what you want to do and do what you want to do. Not to say that there aren't glitches. There are glitches in a lot of games. There have been times where I was stuck. There have been times in Adventure 2 where I was stuck on something and I was just like, what the flip is going on? There have been times in Unleashed where I was stuck on something, or the game glitched out and I died because of it. Every game, a lot of games I've played have had that. Not just Sonic games, but no game will ever be perfect. I'm sorry about that. The camera fell. I bumped the table by accident. But, like I said, this game, I can't see where people have issues with the bugs and the glitches. And Sonic, he's not really on rails, as a lot of people say, where he's like on a strict guided path and he has to follow that path. He's not really on that. He sort of is, but you can control it a lot better than you can in another game that I'm going to review tomorrow. Boy. But if you're wondering why I like this game a lot, A, it's because I played it, and B, I always compare it to another game that I'm gonna be talking about tomorrow. But God, that game. That's for tomorrow, though. We're talking about a better game, much better game. This game isn't like amazing by no means, but it's not as terrible as people say. Like I said, Sonic is kind of on rails, kind of not. You can control him a lot better than you can in another game. Shadow, he is more. He is a lot more free moving than Sonic is, and Silver is the most free moving of all because he's more based on platforming. There are no 2D sections in this game, as far as I remember, but. That's really all there is for them. The controls for all of them were fine. They responded. They were fine. Some areas were difficult. This game can be difficult. This game can be hard. But hey, if a game isn't hard, then what's the point of playing it other than for enjoyment? Well, yeah, I get it. I play games sometimes, I just whip through them, and I still like to play them because they're fun. Sonic Colors, for example. I whipped through that game so many times, I can't even tell you. But I still enjoy it. And Sonic 06 definitely has some difficulty, but I'm okay with that. Another game I played recently had difficulty because of stuff that was in the game that was stupid. But like I said, I'll get into that tomorrow. Overall, what do I think about Sonic 06? I think that, I forgot to mention about the voice acting and the music. The music is fun, and I actually never rage quit on this game. One thing that is funny though, sometimes I do this when I die repeatedly and I'm getting mad. I know you people have done this too. I start to make tunes. I start to make songs based off of the tunes to the rage I'm having. I was playing Aquatic. I think it was Aquatic Lab, or I forget what the stage was. Someone's gonna probably correct me in the comments. But I was playing through that stage as Sonic, I believe, and I kept dying, and I started making Mountain Leaguers to the tunes of the song, and it was funny. My friend was laughing. She was definitely having a good time. She does that too, by the way. But I forgot to actually mention, there are power-ups that you can acquire. They're not required, other than the light speed dash, which I believe you get almost instantly. I don't think there are any other required ones. I can't remember. But there are gems you can purchase with your rings as Sonic. I think you can do. Yeah, you can do them with all three. All three get the power-ups, but Sonic gets the most. They're not required, like I said, but they can help. Sonic gets a number of power-ups that I can't remember all of them at the moment. One of them, there is a glitch where you actually shrink and you actually get an infinite jump, which can help in certain stages, and it is kind of breaking the game, but whatever. I forgot to mention, you can also play. You're not limited to Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. You also play as their friends sometimes, including Knuckles, Rouge, Blaze. Yes, Blaze is in this game. Amy, Tails. You even get to play as Omega. Omega 1-2. I forget his whole name, but he's the robot. You get to play as him occasionally, and I like that. And Blaze is a part of this game. She's actually from the future with Silver, and a lot of people who have played Sonic Advance are like, no, she's from another dimension. Well, that does tie into this game. As much as people like to say it doesn't, it really does tie into this game a lot. Now, with the final story, you do get to play as all the characters except for Blaze. I'm not going to tell you why, but like I said, it does tie in. Now, with this game, it's cool, it's fun, and the ending is really epic. You do get, obviously, you're going to turn into Super Sonic, but not only do you get Super Sonic, you also get Super Shadow. And not only do you get Super Shadow and Super Sonic, you also get Super Silver. All three hedgehogs in the game that you played with, all three of them have super forms, and they all take on the final boss. Eggman is in the game. I don't know if I said that, but Eggman is in the game, but he's not the main bad guy. He actually helps them out in the end. And I know there's an infamous cutscene, considered bestiality, but I think it's just stupid and overrated. I know that they tried to have a love story, but it was that part was kind of unneeded, and it didn't really affect the plot too much. I know people are going to say that the whole reason the flames of Iblis are there is because of the love, and I can see that, but I mean, like, the love story was just kind of weird, but hey, I kind of really didn't focus on it too much or pay it too much attention. They really don't shove it down your face. They don't shove it down your throat, really. But what I think of this game overall as a whole, all of that combined, there are glitches, there are parts that are really annoying, there are parts that you're going to be frustrated with. There are bugs and glitches, but a lot of games have bugs and glitches. Galaxy even has one. It's where you go inside. You can go inside the. Of course, Galaxy. I'm talking about Super Mario Galaxy. You can go inside the Toad ship. You can do that. I don't know if that was intentional, or if that was a glitch. I think it's a glitch, but there are glitches in the game. Yes, even an amazing game like Super Mario Galaxy, there are glitches. This game has glitches too. A lot of games have glitches and bugs, but they're not. They happen sometimes, and it can get annoying, and it can cause deaths, but that happens sometimes. And they could have put more polish on it, but hey, it's all right. They could have fixed the bugs and stuff, but no game is going to be perfect. Counting everything as a whole, the story, the characters, the voice acting, which is great, by the way. Like I said, what's his name? Jason Griffith. He is my favorite Sonic voice actor. He is my favorite Sonic voice actor, and he was in this game. And he also voiced Silver, I believe. I think he voiced Shadow, too. I don't remember. But voice acting in this game is fine. It's not the best, but it's alright, and it's cool. Now, the game as a whole, everything involved, I think that it might seem rushed to some people, and it does seem a little rushed at times, but it's fun. It's fun to play. It really is. I think you should give it a fair shake. Just see what you think of it. If you're a person who needs a perfect game, and just it can't stand it. They like no bugs, no glitches. What are you doing being a gamer in the first place? But if you want no bugs, no glitches, an easy game you can breeze through with perfect everything, don't play this game. Don't rent it. Don't buy it. You're not gonna like it. If you're a person like me who can look past some glitches and some bugs, who can have patience with the game, who likes a challenge and does want to play through it because they're having fun, enjoying it, even a little bit, you might like this game. I'd recommend it. It's cool. It's fun. For my Nothing But the Truth review, I'm going to give you nothing but the truth, as I always do. And I'm going to give this game an 8.5 out of 10. It's a good game. It's fun. The story is a bit confusing at times, and I had to watch a couple cutscenes over again, just be like, what the flip is going on with this time thing? Like, what? Oh, that goes, okay, that's where it goes. Okay, I got it now. I did have to do that a couple times. Sometimes the Mephiles boss, the Mephiles guy, is really weird at times and doesn't have a clear motive, but you just gotta think about it. And the graphics in the game are great. They are in HD, and I do like them. And CGI cutscenes are cool and fun. But I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. It's cool. It's fun to play through. And when I do get an Xbox 360 eventually, I will play through it myself. Anyway, this has been Crazy Cube Dude with your Nothing But the Truth review of Sonic 06, or as I like to call it, Sonic Adventure 4. And I will see you for another review tomorrow. Again, 8.5 out of 10. I recommend it if you like Sonic and you have a 360 and you can get past certain things of the game and you have patience. I will see you all later. And tomorrow we get to the bottom of the barrel, what I think is the worst Sonic game of all time. This is Sonic Week after all. Tomorrow we're going to get to the worst Sonic game of all time, in my opinion. Prepare for some ranting tomorrow. This has been Crazy Cube Dude. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. I hope I gave you nothing but the truth. And I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.